Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Warhawk Football. I'm your host, Sam Matheny, alongside head football coach for the Warhawks, Kevin Bullis. Coach, you had another dominant victory over Eau Claire. And in fact, you've only allowed 5 or 6 points per game in the last 6 meetings you've had against them. What's been the key to being so dominant against most WEAC teams this season?
Well, that's that's kind of the long history of it. I mean, obviously, actually the last time we played them back in 2019 was here, and that was a 10-point game. And and that's what you got to do is you don't focus on past history is important. Most important thing is where are they at right now. That team is a much better team. What ultimately happened in that game is, yes, they had a long pass right to start it out, 70-yard post route, and completed it. But then for us to come back and strip that ball, and then to proceed to put it in the end zone, 70-yard return, when we scooped it up, we kept the momentum rolling. We didn't take our foot off the throttle, and that's tough to do, but we were able to do it, and defensively and offensively, and that was the key piece to that game.
And you play UW-La Crosse this week. This will be the 4th ranked team you play this season. I know rankings don't mean much when it comes to the matchup at hand, but do you think this gives you an advantage in your schedule compared to other teams?
And that's the thing. I mean, it depends on who you're talking about. Other teams outside of our conference, not a question. Teams within our conference, no. Every game is a game in this league, and so La Crosse has had a lot of great games, a lot of tough opponents, even non-conference wise. They played a Division II Grand Valley State, and so I mean they're a fantastic team, undefeated in the league, and they should be undefeated. I mean they got a fantastic program from top to bottom, and so I mean it's going to be a great game. I'll tell you this. I mean it's going to be a great day. Come to the Perk because it is going to be the place to be on Saturday.
And your defense has played against a multitude of offensive schemes this season. We saw Salisbury run the triple option. We saw Platteville with a heavy passing attack. And then most recently, River Falls played that no-huddle style. But the bottom line is you've been able to neutralize each of these teams. Mm-hmm. Why do you think you've been able to do that?
I think ultimately it's just playing consistent defense on run. Really, to narrow it down, is just playing very good run defense. And when you do that, you make teams be one-dimensional. And that allows us to simplify everything for our defense and for our team. And our defense has done a very good job of taking the football away, which that's been a big part of that.
Thanks again for your time, Coach. I look forward to seeing you next week.
We'll see you next week.
This has been this week's edition of Inside Warhawk Football on UWW-TV.